He defeated Hank Lundy by knockout. When Crawford fought Hank Lundy, guys, when Crawford fought Hank Lundy, Crawford made $1.2 million. Hank Lundy earned $150,000. Crawford made $1 million. What year was this? Crawford was making millions. Millions. He made $1.2 million in 2015, 2016. And he fought a guy in Hank Lundy. Not a lot of people knew about. And he made over $1 million. Crawford fought Victor Postol to unify the belts. Victor Postol, who defeated Lucas Matiste. I mean, it was a pay-per-view fight. Crawford made $1.3 million against Victor Postol, plus pay-per-view revenue. They said that the fight only generated 50K pay-per-view buys on HBO. You know, that's not the best. But the guy made $1.3 million. You know, it wasn't too much promotion for that fight, so the pay-per-view wasn't the best. But he made over $1 million. And how long ago was that? He made over $1 million versus Hank Lundy. He made over $1 million versus Victor Postol. Then he went on to fight John Molina. Molina made $400K. Crawford made $1.5 million. Almost $2 million. Almost $2 million Crawford made against John Molina. Come on. So in his last 3 fights, he has made like $4 or $5 million. $4 or $5 million easy. Crawford, he beat Molina. He stopped Molina in the 8th round. We all know that. Crawford then went on to fight Felix Diaz. He fought Felix Diaz. Right? Crawford went on to fight Felix Diaz, and he punished Felix Diaz. He beat Felix Diaz. Right? And the fight peaked over 1 million views. Here we go again. Crawford is a draw. The fight peaked over 1 million views. They're not really showing the purse for this fight, but he made well over $1 million for this fight as well. So in like 3-4 fights, Crawford has made like $6 to $7 million. So he's been making really good money. He's a multi-millionaire now. He's a multi-millionaire when he was fighting Felix Diaz. Then he went on to fight Julius Indongo. How much did he make for the Julius Indongo fight? Both fighters paid. That's Bernard Hopkins and but he fought Julius Indongo, right? He fought Julius Indongo and knocked out Julius Indongo. It's not really showing his purse for the Julius Indongo fight. But I'm 100% sure in the Julius Indongo fight, he made close to $2 million or more. You know, $2 million or more. Crawford called out Keith Thurman after he beat Julius Indongo. And on October 26, 2017, Crawford officially vacated his WBO title, move up to welterweight division. The WBO announced Crawford as the mandatory challenger title holder to Jeff Horn, to their title holder Jeff Horn. Crawford fought Jeff Horn. You know, Jeff Horn had just beat Manny Pacquiao, successfully defended his title against Gary Cochran. Jeff Horn was challenged to a big money fight at light middleweight by 42-year-old Anthony Mundine. But instead he fought Crawford. Horn admitted interest in the fight, where he would be seeing a purse around $2 million, with his trainer Glenn Rushton also very interested in the Mundine fight. But he ended up fighting Terence Crawford, right? Jeff Horn made like $1.7 million for the Crawford fight, and Crawford made over $3 million. Crawford suffered a hand injury going into that fight. Crawford made over $3 million for that fight. Crawford earned a career high over $3 million for Jeff Horn fight, and Jeff Horn made $1.7 million. So all these fights we're naming, Crawford has, since he's been pro, he's made at least close to $10 million already going into the Horn fight. He's a millionaire. He's a multi-millionaire going into the Horn fight. He has made close to $10 million already going into the Horn fight. Crawford versus Benavidez. Crawford's first defense of the WBO title slated to take place on August 13, 2018. He fought Jose Benavidez. He knocked him out in the 12th round. We all know that. Crawford earned $3.6 million, almost $4 million for Jose Benavidez. Unfreaking believable. He earned almost $4 million for Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez made $500K. And they peaked at 2.245 million viewers on ESPN. Crawford is a huge draw. Crawford then went on to fight Amir Khan, right? He fought Amir Khan. But before he fought Amir Khan, Crawford's team reached out to Danny Garcia. There's proof right here. Danny Garcia was guaranteed $3 million to fight Crawford on the same date. Danny Garcia turned that $3 million down. Right? He turned that fight down. Right? So he went on to fight Amir Khan. And we all know in that fight, Crawford made. Amir Khan was guaranteed to make $5 million in that fight. Amir Khan made $5 million, and I believe Crawford made $5 million or more. So, in Crawford's entire career, leading up to Amir Khan fight, after the Amir Khan fight, Crawford has racked in 15, damn near $16 million in his entire career. And he but yet he's not making good money with Top Rank. He has racked in $15 to $16 million with Top Rank, leading up to the American fight and after the American fight. I rest my case. Crawford has been making a hell of a lot of money compared to Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. biggest payday was against Mikey Garcia. His next big payday will be Sean Porter. So he's only had 2 fights. Well, he's about to have 2 fights where he had over $1 million. We'll do Errol Spence next and see who's really bringing in the change. I remember when Crawford ran into Errol Spence Jr., he said Errol Spence wanted to bet $100K. Crawford says, no, you're making money, right? Let's bet $1 million. And Errol Spence says, easy. We'll see. They bet $1 million. When that fight happened, when Crawford defeats Errol Spence better be a man of his word and pay that $1 million.